Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Today we're discussing more on Paralives, a big update. Let's dive into it. Let's go.
So recently, some of the devs for Paralives did another Q&A session, and here's the keys that I took away from them. So far it's looking like it's going to be so much to mod. We definitely will be able to mod in different hairstyles. But the big first key for me was the beach will be usable during early access.
I'm very curious about this because based on the art style for this kind of game, I'm curious how the beach will look in its final form. I'm sure there's been some leaks and other things that have been seen in general, but I'm curious what it will look like with this art style in its final form. I think it's going to look great, but I'm curious. Now, you won't be able to at first swim, but I think that will be coming later. Again, with this art style, I think it can look incredibly unique, all of this gameplay. So it's going to be intriguing how they do it to make sure it's also optimized very well. But I do think having that beach aspect is really going to be awesome. You've seen with this DLC from Enzoy how much fans enjoy the beach aspect in general. So I think them planning for that and already discussing it is a great thing now for Paralives. I also noticed they talked about the body slider, as you know, how to make the person look as far as with their muscles and not having certain body mass. That will all be customizable. As you said, they will have a muscle slider from exercising and doing fitness activities. So for the ones who want to be more fitness, there's going to be things for that. For the ones who just want to be not really into that and just want to live life, you will still have ways to have your Parafolk look a certain way. So again, I think it's great, and it's going to look really cool here. These keys here, I know people did have those complaints for Enzoy, like, hey, where is the certain keys here for a certain thing we're looking for? So maybe if I am on the dev team for Paralives, I'm looking at that and saying, hey, let me clear up where they did in that first, so I'm good going forward. Let's go on to some more here. I think something that I'm noticing and it's gonna be big is pets. Pets. I think that's the one thing I'm getting here that everyone is very excited about pets, pools, and of course the weather. I think the pet aspect will be amazing. And I think for all games coming up, when they start adding pets and they start really diving into what's going on here, I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be seamless. I think so much good is going to happen here with this that I just can't believe. Would you get pets in here? I think it's going to be huge. So look forward to seeing pets very soon in the game. Obviously, it's going to be post-release, so everything should be geared on as December and on. And this here is a great topic here. Pets are going to do wonders for any life sim game, and this here was no different. Super excited to see how all this comes about. Super excited to see how all this really comes together, because the pets, I feel, will be the best thing, will be one of the best things. And I just feel like it's another awesome layer here. If they can put it out not too much after the release of the game, I think they will do wonders for the game. It will absolutely do wonders. So I do think this here is becoming a place where when you mix in pets, weather, pools, and this art style is fascinating. I think it's going to be a lot to say about this, and it's going to be a very big deal going forward. So I'm looking forward to this, especially pets. I'm very excited. What kind of pets will be there initially at first, I think is also really cool. So I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. They also were asking about, can you reset yourself if there's a glitch? Because sometimes with cheats, they can allow certain things for characters to do, but then those certain things can cause glitches, and then you kind of get stuck and don't know what to do. So again, I wonder if they will start to do that. I wonder if they will start to just keep it simple and be like, look, we will have a way this can get fixed. So yes, they will make sure that any glitch that comes out, there will be some type of reset button. This here now, I think, it's funny. They're not saying how they may do it, but I think they should. There's going to be cheats in the game, as Dr. Sim, that's what Enjoy. Things get glitched. Having a reset button where it can just reset your Paralives is not going to be a bad thing. I think it's going to be a great thing. So I think you definitely want to lean towards that. You definitely want to make sure you are doing that. You don't want to do anything that is not going to seem respectable to the process. You don't want to do anything that's not going to make the game seamlessly fun. So I can see what they mean by that, but I hope they do a reset button, because it's going to be cheats. So you might as well put in the button as well. Only makes sense, Another key aspect is they were curious, fans are, how far, what's the youngest life stage we can make in Parliamaker? And you can have an option of baby. I know that in Enzo you can't do that. I think it gets down to like a young child, but you will be able to create a baby. So I think that's cool. Like you'll be able to create a family from the beginning. And I think I may do a video about this in general that makes this better than some other games, in a sense, where you can create the baby off rip. Like you don't have to wait to form it. If you want to have a family, okay, it's already made. And I think that's funny, because some people don't want to go through the grind of, hey, meeting, talking it up, going through the different skill levels to do that. They want to walk in with a family form. So I think that's a great asset to have, and I really think that's smart. So the youngest life stage we'll be able to make will be a baby in Parliamaker. So they were talking about here, can certain things affect how you sleep, like food, coffee? I don't think they'll do that in the regular game, but there probably will be a mod for that. They also discussed something that was interesting. How will the Parlifolk interact when they have fighting and all different other things going on? I'm curious how they will react to that. They're saying that it's going to be a base on base, like a case on case basis with that. So I think what they're saying is it's going to be a real interaction. They're going to be fighting, and then some of the Parafolk might sit there and try to be like a witness to it. So it's going to be very much interactive. This whole open world feel is going to feel very interactive, very powerful. So that's something I noticed when I was going through everything earlier. They also discussed here, when you're in high school and middle school and something like that, and all kind of grades, and elementary as well, there will be a grade system. So it's going to be like actual school, like A, B, C, D. You might fail the paper to grade the course. So, but the goal, of course, is to get A's always, B's, A, B's, that. So again, C is cool too at times. But you definitely want to have that full experience. So the fact they're going to give that is just awesome. So right now, there will be elementary school and high school, and they probably will add more later just to keep giving you stuff. Just wait until college, and then there's so much you can do with these kind of games that the content is forever, absolutely forever. This one talks more about what you can do with mods and just how you can also put tags on your certain friends or the ones that you're dating. So I think that adds another layer of keeping things customized. They also was talking about if you, for example, love cats and if you want them to make friends with that, they're just curious how they can come about that and really what more things you can do to have the animals feel more inclusive and just have it be more realistic. Again, I think the animals are still ways away, which is not that far away, but I do think, so they're saying, can you have a trait where you're good with animals, where you make friends with stray cats or things like that? I think that could be what they add to the game when they release the pet update or DLC, which will be free. So I think for them and their team, which is not the biggest, you have to prioritize and kind of wait things out. Okay, have the game come out, let's get some funding through that and things of that nature. So I think a lot of that stuff will be added. I think pets will be an amazing add to this that will have everyone playing it. So awesome idea in general. This one popped out to me because it mentioned you can create your own worlds eventually. When they asked this, one of the devs said this question for the future that we haven't really put a part of the game yet, but it's something certainly we would love to do, having a bunch of worlds. So that's my words. So again, this here was awesome. Imagine the ability to make your own world or to have other worlds outside of the core map that we have. I speak on this a lot on this channel, replayability, and that's what they're giving you, and that's why I believe this game's gonna be special in the long run. Very, very good in the long run, absolutely. I say that because if they give you free reign, let's say you want to make a Snowland world and everyone just is living in this nice winter wonderland. Let's say you want to build more of a modernized city with all the technology, everything you can think of. You can do that as well. So again, you get all these cool different things that you can do. Once you start giving what to players? Flexibility. Once you start giving players flexibility, you see how much they will come to your game and you see how much they will gravitate to your game. That's the one thing I've noticed. Replayability says a lot about a game. And that's the one thing you can have here is a big replayability. So you have to ask yourself as a player, what do you really want? Right? As a player, what do you really want? And once you know what you really want, which I think what we all want, is replayability. And that's what this will give us as well, more options. They also spoke here on different save files and things like that. That's cool if you especially want to carry things over as in a group. So definitely stay tuned for that. I think they are encouraging you to do that based on the response there for sure. Moving on to this here, I just want to mention, they mentioned one thing about coworkers and how since most jobs are going to be whatever that means, will there be a way to know your coworkers or bosses? And just all stuff and all the things like that. Well, based on answers will be yes. Your coworkers and classmates will appear in your list of people that you are talking to, things of that nature. So yes, that's cool. I think it adds another, again, games are meant like these are meant to feel realistic. The only way they feel realistic is if they do it like this. So to me, it makes plenty sense that this is the way they go about it. I really, really enjoy it. I look forward to seeing how this game comes together as we have a few more months until it gets released in December. But it looks like a lot of different things will be involved in this game at launch. So, and even these features here we're discussing seems like great new breath of fresh air ideas. So I am very, very excited. I cannot wait to see what happens. This is a big update on a lot of different things. So we have a lot going on for Paralives. I want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I will see you all on the next one. Everyone, be well. Take care.